What's up, everybody? I'm making a little video today about credit. I'm gonna fix my air vents. They dry my eyeballs out. Damn, that's a nice truck. Sorry you can't see that. I put my camera down here. Anyway, let's make a video about building credit. Back once upon a time in 2000, I started off right. I was 19 years old and filed bankruptcy. Yeah, that was pretty dumb of me, but got a baby and didn't really have no choice. Just bought a new truck, had a baby on the way. The mother was sick every day for the first 6 months. He was hell on his mom. She had a car, brand new car as well, and I felt better for her to have a vehicle than me. So I let mine go back. Had a nice little 98 Ford Ranger step side. Bought it. Built my credit on my own and financed it on my own by the time I was 19. So I've done pretty good. And then I just had to let it go. And then they come at me for like, shit, I don't remember how much. Anyway, I said, screw you, file bankruptcy. So filed bankruptcy, 19, 20 years old. So been there, done that. 2008, down. I just got hit by the IRS. Picked up another $15,000 debt to go along with everything. I still had the bankruptcy on my credit. It hadn't fallen off yet. It took if I played hell getting that thing off. 2007, the economy crash. And 2008, I got this plane. I got it repossessed. I didn't plan for this shit. I was trying to make it up. My vehicle was a 2004 Jeep Wrangler. Love that damn Wrangler. And I like to blame it on the economy crash, but in reality, I just wasn't paying my shit. I was just immature with shit. I had probably about 3 or 4 credit cards that I'd picked up from 2002 to 2006 that I just quit paying on. You know, I was real immature with my credit. And 2008, 2009, I had a little gathering with myself, and I was like, you know, I want something in life. I'm going to have to change what I'm doing, because unless you got a shitload of money, you ain't going to have nothing. You're going to have to build your credit. So I had shitty credit, bankruptcy, repossession, credit cards, a couple other odds and ends on my credit. I think my credit score was like, 500, 400, maybe might have been even 500. But I had a lot of debt, a lot of collections, which was killing me. And I was praying one day at work, you know, looking for a way out, looking for a way to squirm out of it. I've always been good at just getting out of things. And a little voice within, you know, like I say, is my higher self dialing home down here on earth. But a little voice within said, sometimes you just got to butt heads with a bull. And I knew what I had to do right then. I wasn't going to get out from under it. I wasn't going to go around it. I wasn't going to go over it, under it. I was going to have to go straight through it. I was going to have to tackle this head on. After all, sometimes you got to butt heads with a bull. So, first thing I took care of was my IRS debt. That took me 3 years. I figured 3 years was going to come and go anyway. Let's go ahead and make it beneficial. I think it was in 2010. Company I worked for, they used to give us a safety bonus quarterly, and at the end of the year, if we got all the other safety bonuses and was accident or ticket free for a year, we got $1,000 bonus. And anyway, with that $1,000 at the end of 2010, instead of going out and blowing it on Christmas like I normally did, that's usually how I spent my money on Christmas. I was like, told the wife, I said, we're going to have to buy Christmas with a regular check, you know, months prior to this. I'm taking that $1,000 and I'm going to go to my federal credit union, a Navy Federal, and I'm going to get a secured credit card. And that's what I did. And they, after a year's amount of time, they released $1,000, put it back in my account, paid my card off in full, then doubled my credit limit. So, sweet. For a year, I had a secured credit card. And that $1,000 secured credit card, this ain't no shit. It bumped my Beacon score up 62 points. 62, just for adding that credit card. but I still had a repossession from '08 that I had to deal with. I still had a bankruptcy that I had to deal with, and a lot of other shit I had to deal with. So from then, I started knocking shit down one by one. And what I've done is I got on credit bureaus, and I got numbers and names to all the debt collectors that had files on me. And I started calling them. And let me tell you this right now. I'm almost going to base it on $1,000. But if you owe $1,000 to a debt collector and you call them up and you offer a settlement, you can get it. I promise you, you can get it down. You can settle for 40% of what you owe on that $1,000. Some of them you can get it even lower. One bill I got, I settled for 25% of the original, which a lot of the original is just a lot of fucking interest accrued over a couple years. So from what was like $400 or $500, ended up being $1,500 to $1,600, $1,700. So I really was kind of paying what I originally owed anyway. But a lot of these guys, they will settle for you with you, depending on the length of the debt. If it's on there for 4, 5, 6 years, they know the statute of limitations, depending on your state. That thing's about to fall off, and they're about to lose any fight to even gain, reclaim that debt. So they will settle for pennies on the dollar. Remember that. It's very crucial to understand. These guys will settle. The longer the debt, say you owe a debt and you only owe $1,000, and it's been on there for 6 years. Now, understand, if it's going to be another 5, 6 years before you can do anything anyway, I'd let that thing fall off. But because once you pay it off, it's going to be on your credit for another 7 years. But it's going to show paid in full. But still, the debt is still going to show up. But if it's a debt that's a month old, a year old, good luck with that, because they're not going to want to settle easy. You're just going to have to come off the hook with it. You can still get a little deduction to settlement, but on the average, I used to shoot for 40%, and a couple, I fell under that. I promise you can get 40%. And if you get anything under that, you're just damn good at negotiating. But give it about a 3-month window, because I noticed after my first one, just out of curiosity, and I called them up and I said, how much is this bill? And I think it was $2,600. And they said, well, what can I settle for this? And they said $2,400. I said, well, I got like 15. Like, nope, we need $2,400. They're just gonna knock $200 off. I said, well, I ain't got that kind of money. I just have to call you back. I had no intention of calling them back. But lo and behold, a month later, they sent me a bill in the mail offering to settle that debt for $2,000. And I was like, that bitch lied to me. I still didn't have no intention of paying it off. I was just, experimenting, seeing how this process went. A month, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month went by. They sent me another offer of wanting to settle for $1,500. I still didn't have $1,500, so I had no intention of paying it off. Another month went by. Over the course of 3 to 4 to 6 months, they sent me bills all the way down to settlements of like $700. Now, when I first called them, they said $24. That was as low as I'd go. Fast forward a couple months later, they're willing to settle for $700. Well, it was probably a year later before I got around to paying it, and I think I got it down to $400 or $500. I mean, really, you got a window. At your first attempt, they're not going to give you a good deal. Just call them out of curiosity. Say, offer them 50%. They say no. Say, all right, well, if I can come up with some money, I'll call you. I promise you, once they got your contact information and your mailing address, they will send you counter offers. It might take a month, might take 6 months, but you will get them. Work with them. Get it knocked out. That's the first thing you do. Get that shit off your credit. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it just like I did. I would save up $500 to $1,000 and get a secured line of credit. And I'd go with a Visa check card or a MasterCard or something, just some kind of secured line through your bank or your lender. And you want to go through a first-rate lender. Don't go through no second-rate credit cards. You want Wells Fargo. You want Capital One. You want first-rate lenders. And build that credit up. And after a year's time, just add. It's real good to have a vehicle payment, a credit card payment. Those are good. They're installments, and where you're monthly dedicated to make a payment. You want an installment on there. Don't want too much. And on credit cards, it's imperative, very crucial to keep that balance at under 50%. And it's really better to even keep it at under 30%. Meaning if you got a $1,000 credit line, you need to keep it $300 or less, because anything over there is just basically making your beacon score go down. So do that. Matter of fact, here's a story. About 6 months ago, I talking with my buddies, and he's in with a job. It's hard for him to save any money. Really, he's got an old lady that likes to blow a lot of his money, but he said, man, I really ain't got money to save up for a credit card. I said, well, don't you deal with that little second-rate finance company down in our hometown? He's like, yeah. I said, how much will they loan you? He said, $1,500 if I want it. I said, cool. Go down there. I said, tell them you want $1,000 to, you're going on vacation or whatever, it don't matter. Go borrow $1,000 from the second-rate finance company. Go to your bank, which is Wells Fargo. Deposit that money in the bank and talk to them and apply for a line of credit for a secured credit card. I said, they're going to take that $1,000 you put in there, they're going to lock it up. They're basically going to put it in a savings account that you have no access to, just to cover their ass. And then they'll give you a secured credit card. After a year's time, pay your payments on time. They're going to, in return, unlock that $1,000, probably pay the remaining balance on your credit card. And chances are they're going to double your credit limit. So in a year's time, you're going to have a $2,000 credit card that's unsecured. I said, that's what I'd do. I said, once you get your credit card in the mail, I'd go to that second-rate finance company and tell them I want to pay my bill in full. Here's the card. I said, yeah, you're going to owe $1,000, but in a year's time, you're getting $1,000 back. But in the meantime, you're building your credit. So if I had to do it over again, that's probably what I'd do. But save up some money, get an unsecured credit card, and take that and go get you after a year or two, go get you a vehicle. It's really easy to build credit. The only thing that makes it hard is time. That's really the only thing that is hard about building credit. But it might took me a few years, 3 or 4. But 3 or 4 years are going to come and go anyway. So key notes here. Pay debts off, the debt collections off your credit. Keep in mind, they will negotiate, offer settlements. Get them around 40%. They'll settle. Get that shit off there. Open up a secured credit card. And then from that moment on, you're building credit. Don't go overboard with it. And just remember, a lot of people think they got to open up a lot of lines of credit. All I've done to rebuild my credit is I got that one secured credit card. And 2 years later, I went and bought the wife a BMW 335i, 6-speed manual, twin turbo. Man, that was a fast car. But that's what built my credit card, and then I added the car to it. And in 3 years later, I bought a house. Hey, that's another video topic. You would not believe the deal I got on my house, but it just came from being smart about it. Maybe I'll make a video about that next. But anyway, guys, you can build your credit. You just got to be diligent about it. You got to come up with a game plan, and you just basically got to put it in the works. Anyway, hope this helps. Till the next video. Peace. God bless. See ya.